Hello, and welcome to the Wizard Stream. I am joined here today by my friend, Mr. Jalapeno, also known as George, or George, also known as Jalapeno, whichever way you wish to pronounce some names. How are you doing, George, Hala?
I'm all right, thanks, mate. How are you? It's very nice to be here on this cloudy summer's day.
Yeah, I'm okay. I think, as I mentioned, I'm nursing a bit of a nasty hangover. So if I'm a little bit slow today, that is the reasoning why. But yeah, quite excited for this. I mean, obviously we've known each other for quite a while. Had got a few groups that we're involved in, and you seem to, in the crypto world at least, have your finger in like every single pie that's ever going round. So it's you've always been a good person to have, and you're smashing it with the trading. And so I think definitely we'll dive into a little bit of that because I think there's a lot of tips that people can learn from this. Who do we have in the comments? Let's have a look.
You go.
We've got Steve. Hello, Steve. We've got Jalapeno. I heard that's Jalapeno's assistant in there. I heard it's your PA.
Someone who manages my accounts.
Yeah, the team Hala. And we've got Hugo when pump. If I knew that, we'd all be fairly well off. We can only call it as good as we have. When ZRO all-time high? Hopefully soon, because as I was saying to Hala, I've been doing some buying over the last few days, and it's balls on the table season, and it's always a little bit uncomfortable when the balls are on the table. So hopefully ZRO comes and relieves me in that front. With all-time high today. No, seems everyone's all-time high, isn't it?
Yeah.
And my man Justinio, how are we doing? I'm all right, thanks, Justin. Yeah, yeah, a little bit hungover, but yeah, we move. Yeah,
we're sending Wizard digital hugs this morning.
Yeah, it's a ropey one. It's a ropey one. Yeah, if you go drinking with crypto boys, it escalates, particularly when you're celebrating Ethereum.
Well, it's given a lot to celebrate recently, so I can see that.
I know, and you caught it all the way up, didn't you? You caught it on a big long.
Yeah, I'm still in it. I think there was a few others in the communities that were in though that got even better entries. But yeah, I think 3,014. I think my entry is. But I know others were in from 2,400, 2,700. So yeah.
I was 229. I think I was like 2,940.
Yeah, nice.
I closed most of mine out around sort of like 380.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have as well the sideshow. Here we've got Tomo. It'd be good to have you both on the stream at some point because you two are like I describe you two as basically like the Chuckle Brothers of crypto.
Tomo might not want to dox, but if he doesn't, I'll just dox him anyway. It's fine. I'll circulate his photo.
And we've got our man, Mr. Spudding. How are we doing? Let's jump right in then. Let's jump right in. Let's just go for it. So I guess talk me through sort of your journey into how you came into sort of crypto as a whole, into CSE, and then sort of your journey through the realm of trading and what you've learned.
Where to begin? Well, going back to the very start was it was actually Tomo who got me into crypto. Tom was following along with TMG's altcoin videos that he used to do. And he was like, oh, buy some of this. The first one was XTP, TAP. So I bought some TAP. TAP went up, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. You can only win. So then the next one was like, Daffy? Was it Daffy? So I bought some Daffy, and that went up overnight. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I kind of realized that for me, the consistent money comes from actually trading. So like with leverage, futures trading. So I delved into the educational world on that, found so much terrible stuff that I thought was how you traded, but it was just idiots running a Telegram signals group and stuff. So yeah, got burned doing that plenty of times, blew up a few accounts. And then obviously CSE came along, crypto saving expert. So I joined that community and I met, so Tom was already there. I met Spud, obviously I met you. Yeah, and then so from there I started learning a bit more about trading. Obviously met you and Spud in real life. And now me and Spud are pretty good friends. So that then I did start dipping my toe in meme coins, so Chippy came along, and I was fortunate enough to help out on that project. And then Block Pro arrived in the CSE Discord and was offering free coaching to those who were in Premium. So I joined Premium. I learned with Block Pro. Amazing guy, and from there met all the other people that did get involved in the trading in crypto saving experts. So Justin, Christian, yourself again, some absolute legends in there. And then it just brings us to today, really. And now I'm just sort of trading what I already know, but I'm constantly trying to learn as much as I can. So I've delved into the world of ICT sort of for the past 6 months. And just trying things out. And obviously we've had a bit of a drought on crypto. So I moved into Forex gold, and now crypto is coming back a bit. It's combining those worlds together. Don't worry, Spud, I won't mention anything about what happened in the hot tub in Denver. Yeah, so again, as well, crypto's taken me to a lot of places that I didn't think I would end up going to. So we went to Denver in February. Obviously, me and you went down to Zebu last year, Solana Hacker House last year. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, Zebu again this year.
When is it?
Good question. I think it's the end of October. I believe it's the end of October is what I was looking at, because it's on my list for sure. We'll find the date for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A meetup down there, that would be good.
Yeah, I always find that with the thing I really like about the whole crypto element is when you get out of behind the screens and you go to these events and you meet people, you become really good friends. And I think it was when I was I think it was on a stream with Justin we were talking about it, but it's like it's such a strange world that there's not a lot of people who really understand like what you go through from an emotion perspective of trading and owning crypto, because it's not like you might have a group of friends where you can talk about it, etc., because they won't understand. They won't understand that you're holding something that goes up 20% one day and down 20% another day. And just sort of that mental fortitude of holding on to absolute garbage tokens in the hope that one day they'll do 100x.
That's it. And the thing is, as well, it's like this trading is such a lonely place. Like, and people think it's not. Yeah. People think it's not the thing. How could you be lonely? You just sat behind your computer at home. You can go and speak to whoever, and it's like, well, actually, you can't. And you can like, I mean, I've had it numerous times. If you're sat, you just spend just an afternoon. Let's say I'm behind the computer just scalping gold. one afternoon, and I've had a couple of losses. I've had a bad afternoon. Like, just that small period of time can feel like a really lonely place. You need people. You need a good community. You need people to bounce ideas off. Yeah, I mean, and crypto has been, up until recently, it's not. Where's everyone been for the past few months? Like, because they've been. I mean, I've been pretty much in hiding when it comes to crypto. Like, for me, unfortunately, because some events in real life, I've needed cash, so my hand has been forced to sell a lot of stuff that I really don't want to sell. So I have had losses. I've had big losses. Others not so big, and some stuff is getting back to break even now. But you need to speak to people who understand and can console you, basically.
Yeah, I completely agree. And yeah, obviously crypto's been, I think quite a lot of people. So I say quite a lot of people. I know we know a lot of the same people anyway. But like it's has sort of turned away from trading crypto for quite a while. I know I've been sort of away. I've done a little bit of gold. I've been trading some weird stuff.
Orange juice,
pigs, stocks. It's at the end, but I think that's one of the key skills. I think is like if you know how to trade something, you can trade anything. And it's just all about moving to where the opportunity is in the market and not being too attached. And I find certainly you see a lot of that in crypto, in the fact that people will only trade crypto even when the crypto markets aren't moving in a way that's particularly healthy.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, I mean, you mentioned that I seem to have my toes in a lot of stuff, and it's you've got to, because there's just so many options available. Like you say, you've mentioned Forex, gold, cryptocurrency. You've got meme coins. There's just so much stuff to keep you occupied. If one thing doesn't work, just move on to the next. So when when trading is not going well or whatever, if I've got friends that are involved in a meme coin project like Tomo or Spud or yourself or whatever, we'll go there. Like I've got a community of friends that live there. If I've got my trading head on, I've got a community of friends that live in the trading world. It's a good. There's a lot of variety out there, and but a lot of people can be very sort of narrow-minded or task-focused on one thing. So yeah, it's good to open your eyes to other things, I think.
Yeah, agree. And I think as well, when you're trading altcoins and things like that, they just move in a weird way until you're getting really decent volume and you're getting that sort of push. It doesn't move as freely and as openly as you may like. We've had Hugo drop in a bit of a signal, so he's suggested Arweave. Now I can share my screen. I don't have anything charted out for this, but we can have a look, and I think this will be interesting for people we can do some on-stream technical analysis. I think this could be an interesting one. So if I share this, can people see this screen? I will turn off my indicators. So I guess Haller, so talk me through. So how would you look to chart this and potentially try and scout out a trade from it? So where would you look at?
At the moment, so this is an altcoin, right? So for me, at the minute, weekly chart, straight to the weekly chart. I would start on the higher time frame just because we want to make sure that we're gaining those weekly levels and those daily levels.
Yeah.
So where do we start with AR? And then just kind of looking where we are in the market structure. So looking at the weekly, we've had that big run up. Justin's telling me not to give away the secret. Yeah, so right. So weekly chart. Yeah, so February 24, we had that big run up. We've done nothing but distribute all the way pretty much until I think that's April. This year, it seems to have found a bottom.
Yeah.
And now it looks like accumulation. So April went up in May, came back down in June, and now we're back up pretty much at where we rejected in May time.
Yeah.
So if I look then to the left, back to that price action in December 23, we had that little bit of that bit of accumulation before the run up. So if I was going to be swing trading this, I would be looking to gain that. That's where I would start.
Yeah.
But we're probably looking at a scalp today for stream trade. So I would be looking then towards the 1 hour. Justin's telling me that it's been too smart. I need to go on the 1 minute. So
I don't think there's the volume for the 1 minute.
And what about the trend line? Well, we don't trade trend lines anymore. That's not to say that they don't work.
Put a trend line there.
So what I can see, if I go on to the 1 hour, is Friday the 18th of July, we put in a high. To the left, yeah.
Yeah.
We gained that high on Sunday the 20th at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like we've pretty much, since then, we've been overside retesting that high.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Dip. So it's a regain, isn't it?
So if I put my ICT head on, I would be saying that the green candle from Friday, the 18th of July at 12 o'clock, I'd box that out and I'd say that's a breaker block. Maybe I am giving too much away now.
Yeah.
I'm just talking through what's in my head. So when you put a box around that candle, you can see that's pretty much where we're being tested. Exactly that. Justin saying it's the unicorn model if you're in the ICT world. So the candle just a bit further to the right, that last green candle, or
this one.
No, looking at 12 o'clock Friday the 18th. So that keep going. Yeah, so that candle there, that last one there before we had the expansion down. So if I put a box around that candle and drag it out to the right. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. So yeah. That's what I see at the minute. That's just from eyeballing what's on the screen. But of course, we can always then go into the 15-minute look for a back test. Which is probably what Hugo is thinking about.
Yeah. So I think Hugo's probably taken that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's where I will be looking as well. So yeah, I mean, it looks not financial advice, but this looks all right. So a bit of a scalp long.
Right, I will. So if I
all in 100x.
We can go as max leverage as Hyperliquid may allow me. So what are we looking for? Oh, this is where I find out that R isn't on here, is it? Oh no, it is. So it's letting us have a 5x.
Just insane. Candle bodies. Not Justin. If you didn't know this, Justin is actually Michael Huddleston. He is the Inner Circle trader. I've doxed him now. He's not an American guy. Yeah, he's mentioned in Turtle Soup as well. So if you are also looking at the 15-minute, you've got relatively equal lows, which have just been pretty much been taken out. And so let's see how it goes. I mean, the short-term trend is down.
Okay, so would we look to short this then?
Well, that breaker block is an area of liquidity, so you would expect a reaction. But it has already tested it 1, 2, 3 times. But Hugo is saying he's all in with 500x on Mexi, so sit mate.
Right. So if I'll put half the account in because we've only got 5x. Actually, no, we'll put 75% of the account in. Fuck it. Right. Am I pressing the green or the red button then?
I think long. But well, I think we talked about this just before the stream started. A lot of charts on the smaller time frames say go short, but it's a risky play. I think. I don't think shorts are the way to go at the minute.
No, I'd probably invalidate this either 71 or 61. How degen are we feeling?
Let me pull the chart back up. So I skim through the other time frames. Where are you looking at taking profit?
For me, I was probably going to look at this area here, probably this 804. Although we're on 5x, so it'd probably be a case of. I think for me, for this, it would probably be a case of if we clear this region here, I'd probably cut some here, and then I'd maybe expect it to continue up and probably take out. I'm not showing the right screen, am I? I'd probably look to take out that, maybe that, and maybe that.
Yeah, and so that weekly level I mentioned was at 8.25. So I'd expect that to be a bit more of a higher time frame resistance. So I probably wouldn't be targeting any higher than that. But I think, yeah. All in 500x, not financial advice.
8.2. I will say 8.22, and we'd invalidate it. I think I'd probably want, even though it's only a small position, I'd probably want to cut it at the bottom of this wick here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want to be getting further down.
No.
To 770. Yeah, 2-to-1 risk reward, easy. Right.
Let's go.
And there we are. We are in.
Do you have any other trades ongoing at the moment, mate?
I've got a couple of like I'd say like relatively small ones. So I've been looking at FET. I think I'm like on a 3x. I think at that point, just building a position around this base, and I'm eyeing up on ZRO a retest of the golden level. I can share my tab as to sort of what I'm looking at. So I think ZRO is in a really interesting one. So like I think I'll get off the 15-minute and onto the daily. I think for me it's this golden bar here. I think is probably where I'd want to see a reaction.
Yeah.
It's taken out here. Probably want to see it bounce there and then back up. I don't see any reason why we come down and get this bit here.
Yeah.
It feels too easy.
Well, if you look, see, Justin, this is another smart person. He's on the daily chart. It's not on the 1 minute chart. So you can see already there. You said you wouldn't expect it to come down there. We've accumulated there already on the daily. Yeah. So like you say, you're right. You're looking for that overside retest, but you don't really want to see price going back in there.
No.
Yeah. So that's a nice buy zone, I think.
Yeah.
ZRO is a
This
good ticker. I think there's a lot
I
of us
like it.
that like ZRO.
I think all of us, everyone that I know, is very bullish on ZRO.
Yeah.
Interesting to see Scrolls having a green day.
Yeah. Scrolling some other thing that I'd never heard of. XEM? Like, what is that doing? Is that a new coin? No, it's not. It's completely dead. And it's just pumped like yeah, just suddenly being brought back to life.
Well, it's done the market structure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've become so suspicious of these kind of pumps because, I mean, do you see, for example, it seems the things that they tend to just suddenly do a massive pump,
There was one the other day.
then find out that they get delisted like 2 days later, and it's just an exit pump.
Yeah, I was talking to Hugo about this one. I typed in the wrong ticker and found Populous.
Yeah.
And that thing had just run there and cleared that out. There was, I think I spoke about it yesterday with Dave and with Hugo, but I got bailed out on this one. So I had some limit sell orders on here,
Yeah.
at here and here.
Yeah.
I'd been buying down here, and then it just went in a. If we go on to the 5 minute as well, it's. It just took me out and cashed in.
This reminds me of Alpaca Finance.
I shorted that once.
Well,
is that completely dead now?
So they announced on Twitter that they're closing the whole thing down. Like the project's gone, it's done.
No volume on that.
No, so if you go to like a daily or a weekly, yeah. So, but about 3 weeks before the announcement, it pumped 3,000%.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, I think it's 3,000, something silly like that.
Yeah, because I was in. Yeah, because I remember that because I was at Token when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but is it any coincidence that happens and then they announce afterwards that the project's going to die? It isn't. And it's been a very turbulent time for especially altcoins because so much stuff has been delisted, and then stuff has also been relisted again. I mean, look at what's the it'll come to me. Oh, what's the one that Binance delisted and then they relisted it again? Let me find it. Mavia.
Oh, that's been all over the shop.
Yeah, and it's one of them, and I look at it and I think, and I know people that hold it. I know people that hold a lot of it. And do you look at that and do you look at that and think it's a buy? No, but it's been through delisting and then it's been relisted again on Binance, and you can see the past couple of days it has had a bit of volume. So is this going to be some sort of underdog that comes back to life from the dead? And Mask as well.
I did well on that one. I did very well on that one. I bought that one. If I get it up, I bought that when it got delisted, in the hope that that's an awful chart. Never know where to get like the actual charts on this, but yeah, I when it got delisted here.
Yeah,
I started buying some of it here. I had a DCA running on KuCoin.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I sold most of my stuff here.
Nice.
I didn't manage to get anything out up here, but it's just scam, isn't it? That's like that.
Yeah.
Run up like that and clear out basically where you got to in December.
But now you've got the bull run vibes coming back to the market. You've got brand new retail traders that will look at that and go, double bottom, we're going to the moon. And it feels like it's up and running again. So I think that it's a good buy, but it's not ready yet. For me anyway, I'm still waiting for those weekly levels and the daily levels to gain.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'd hop back into this. I mean, to be honest, from a backtest perspective,
played out very nice.
Yeah, cleared out the backtest.
So I think I have a chart on this.
Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen and you can run through some of your charts, because I've basically just been sharing the same charts for the last streams this week.
It's very basic. How do I share my screen? Window.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Let me just close my OnlyFans account down.
Yeah, you don't want to be showing that off, do you?
No. Is it on?
Here we are. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the weekly on Mask. Again, and purely it just takes the noise out of it. In fact, this is one of the tips that Justin gave me, because this is my first bull run, and I have no shame in admitting that I've really struggled.
It's been a difficult time to trade.
Yeah,
for sure.
It never crosses your mind very often to just go on the higher time frame and just stick to it. So since doing that, it's really helped, and it just makes it so simple. So October 2022, this was obviously the bottom that we had before the expansion. And then when we had the delisting, it's maintained that level. I mean, to be honest, that's actually quite where you were buying, despite the fact it's being listed. Very, very positive that it's still held this level from back here. So in hindsight, probably a decent buy signal with the weeklies closing above that level there. But now we're in the middle of this range here. So for me, I want to see that 118, 19 level gained. And this is for perps, by the way, because I'm not for spot. This is just pure perps. Obviously, if you spot buying, then there's nothing to say. You could just ape a fat bag now. But yeah.
Well, cause another one of those candles.
Yeah. Justin's asking, what do you think of Bitcoin on the 4 hour and the 50-minute? I think I had a brief look this morning and decided it was in some nice accumulation. I have some stuff on here already. In fact, I already have something mapped out. So what are your thoughts, Wes? What do you think about Bitcoin?
That's a very good question. I've not actually been trading it. I sold all of mine, so I'm sort of sitting quite pretty now. I think it's really interesting. I think we're certainly in that sort of interesting consolidation spot. I am in a long at the moment. I'm at long from 16 to 50. I took on the back test.
Nice.
I can't see a world where we come back and retest that impulse candle. I think it'll be kept up here for a little bit of time, and then maybe we get that final push up to sort of like 130, 140-ish maybe. Then after that, I think we sort of begin to top out, because I think the amount of money required to push this like anywhere near 200 grand probably isn't there yet. Especially when you've got sort of some of the rotation out of it into things like Ethereum. I think obviously we spoke about ETH. I think I've sold some ETH. I may have sold too early, but selling for profit is for profit. because I think ultimately I think ETH. I'm in the camp where I don't actually think ETH. I either don't think ETH will break its all-time high, or I don't think it will go past sort of $5,000.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
At least not this cycle. Potentially, maybe a future one when we get sort of more money flows. But I was very much in the camp where I've ridden ETH up enough to now sort of begin to rotate into sort of more risky stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did tend to agree. I think Ethereum will, I'm bullish on Ethereum. Obviously, I'm long on Ethereum. And it's
So I've just seen something on my watch list that's type in Sahara, Sahara. So I've just seen that someone's just sent it to me, and this is like not that one, the Binance one.
What is it? What? What's this here on? Is this? What's the logo?
I've not got a clue what this is. Someone's just sent it to me.
Well, we can have a look at that.
But yeah, back to Bitcoin.
Back to Bitcoin. Before the meme coins kick in. And then orange juice.
Quite too right.
So Justin asked for my thoughts on Bitcoin on the 4-hour and the 15-minute. So I was looking at the 4-hour this morning, and if I put my price action head on, this is quite clearly accumulation, because we're just in a range, following the expansion, pretty much. I mean, to be honest, Bitcoin, if we zoom out a bit more, what do we have? We have expansion, accumulation, slight retracement before more expansion, accumulation, slight retracement, accumulation, and then boom. So it's following a pattern. We're not seeing those big pullbacks at the minute.
No.
Like when you refer to the market structure retest, you expect price to be going back here, and it isn't doing that. So trend is our friend. So since when was this? So Thursday the 10th, we obviously had this impulse up, some small compression, and another impulse up, and then it looks to have found a range. So most people will be looking at this and going, this is support, this is resistance, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you can trade that range until it goes, but at some point this is gonna, we will leave the range. And I think what tends to happen, again, this is just how I think and how I trade, is everyone that's gone long here have obviously got stop losses down here, stop losses down here, stop losses down here. And if we're bullish on Bitcoin and we're thinking it's just going to go up, I personally think that these lows here, because these are all relatively equal lows, so here and here, they're not, it's, you look at that and you go, it's support, right? In order for us to expand up, I think we need to come and we need to take something, which will be the stops down here. You've also got this giga fair value gap down here. Do you trade ICT, or are you aware of any of his concepts?
No, No, so this is all quite new to me. I mainly sort of been trading sort of level system. So yeah, I'm learning.
So where you have relatively equal highs, like here, or relatively equal lows, if the intended direction is up, and smart money wants the price to go up, you need where is the fuel coming from to give us that move? And it's going to come from down here where this liquidity is. Now, if you have relatively equal lows, and underneath there you have a higher time frame point of interest liquidity zone, so could be a fair value gap, could be an order block, could be a breaker block. That is usually absolutely primed for price to take out the lows. So naturally people think it's over, the bull market's done, we're going to zero. We'll tap into this liquidity that sits here in this fair value gap, and then we'll blow in the intended direction. That's personally what I think. So I would be looking for these lows to get swept, and I would probably be looking at taking an entry around here in this fair value gap. Again, it's not to say that's going to happen, because as we've already seen, we just seem to keep accumulating, expanding. So we may never come back down here. This is something that, particularly in the Forex world, in the gold world, in fact, we had one. A good example of this is, let me just find the date. I think it was the 16th. You just have to bear with, because I've got stuff on this chat. Yeah. So here we had, this is the 5-minute chart on gold. And this is kind of what I look for on gold as well, is so you can see accumulation. So we've got relatively equal low, relative equal low, relative equal low. Nothing here has been taken. It probably starts from this wick here, I'd say. There's been no sweep. Price hasn't come down. This looks very smooth. It looks like a really safe place to put your stop loss. And then what happens is when price tends to be this smooth, if you think about sharks, if you think about still water and shark, this is a proper ICT analogy, by the way. Like, this isn't mine, this is ICT's. But if you think about still water and how sharks are drawn to still water, you can expect them to come and get attacked like this. And made really rough and jagged and stuff before basically blowing the price in the right direction. So that's what exactly what happened here, because this was relative equal lows, and we also had a 1 hour order block from back here, which I think stems from these candles here somewhere. I don't have it fully marked out on this one because I've deleted it now. And then what we did is we swept those loads. This wick was the tap into the order block. And then we obviously expanded by 22. I mean, that's quite a lot of pips. That is a big move. It's 570 pips.
Yeah, I remember this because that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because that was, I think, driven by the briefing about Powell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a member of Trump's White House briefing about Powell to test the reaction, which is why you obviously saw that violent move up and then saw that pretty deep retracement back.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So when I've got that in my brain and I look at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, it just sort of screams the same to me. And obviously there's a lot of liquidity down here that's untested. You've got an order block there. I think this big box at the bottom is maybe it's a daily order block. And the thought of coming down there now and taking it all probably would scare everybody.
Yeah.
And we don't want to have that to happen.
Yeah, it feels too easy. Plus, I look at that, and I guess from one thing that catches my eye a little bit is after we have that big upward expansion candle, the wick, that lower wick down on the second candle, so left a bit. That one there, that wick's quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you say, because that is where. So this is from the 4 hour, but below old highs and old lows is where you get a lot of liquidity resting, and that is a daily low. So you've got on the daily, the fair value gap is even bigger.
Yeah.
So at some point, because if you draw that box out to the left as well, it probably almost, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly lines up with there. So this is purely price void.
Yeah.
And it'll need to be filled, and it will get filled one day. When that day is, nobody knows. But we could also say the same about the gap that's down at 38k on Bitcoin, but nobody wants to talk about
that. I'd love to fill that.
That's when we load up bags on bear market.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be a fun time. How are we doing on the trade? So we are currently 5% down on the trade.
Oof.
We've had a little bit of a drop down and a little bit of a push back up. I think Solana is also quite interesting now.
Yeah,
because I think we're at quite an interesting level on Solana as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to see XRP fall down so badly.
I mean, did that get an all-time high this time, or was that?
Yeah.
That's
so that broke an all-time high at 3.65. Yeah. And then rejected off it, lower high.
Justin's on about, look at the candles from mid-morning on the 15-minute Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, it's just crypto and I just don't want to touch it properly. not on a 15-minute time frame.
That is,
Yeah. So what are you thinking about Solana then? You said Solana was interesting.
Yeah. I didn't have, so I must admit I've not had any. I had a long open from Solana that I closed at. I had a TP at 200, but we blasted through. But it's had a pretty solid rejection off that sort of 205 mark.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, we come down and we either look at this 1919 sort of 36 and the wicks below it, or whether we come back to that sort of level around 189.
Yeah. Where are we looking at? Sorry, my drawings are from the weekly chart, so you can ignore them for the show.
I was looking on the hourly.
The hourly.
The daily, we've pretty much retraced the entirety of yesterday's candle.
Yeah, I mean, it was doing well at a point when other things were coming down. So
yeah,
I think the term was Solana Sunday that we had.
Yeah,
just gone. But yeah, this looks not too bad. Like you say, we've had the impulse up, a bit of accumulation, coming to sort of test that bottom of that range here. Like you say, was it 193-ish?
Yeah.
And then if not, then the back test head inside of me would be looking about 180.
Yeah.
And you have got a weekly level at around 183, if I'm not, at least that's what I have.
Hmm.
For some reason, I'm trying to figure out what time frame that might be from. Oh, the daily. Yeah, daily. So there. It's a good level, is that, because it comes all the way back from March last year.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on gold? That's what I meant to ask, because gold has had a pretty mega last couple of days.
Yeah,
It's been pretty violent, hasn't it?
Like I said I hadn't taken any trades today, but the trade that I wanted to take, and that has been sat on my chart for about, I'll tell you now, it's been on my chart since the 17th of June, has this point of interest before I zoom in. And I've been waiting for it for a long time, and it came. But it came at 1 o'clock this morning when I was fast asleep. And I'm going to show you what that was right now. It was right over here. All this was, it was a 4 hour. No, it wasn't a 4 hour. It was a 1 hour. Back to left. Was it a 1 hour? Was it 30 minutes? It was that long ago. I couldn't tell you what time frame it was. It's an order block.
Yeah.
From June. And it just got respected perfectly. So, yeah. But in terms of the rip that we've had, I mentioned this to some people in a community on Monday or Sunday night, was that if you look at gold on the 4 hour since the start of July, bang on pretty much. So we had that wick that's made some relatively equal lows again on the 30th of June, 27th of June. And then since then we've literally been in this sort of zone here. And if you then zoom into sort of the 1 hour, and you can see, sorry, I got all these drawings on them, is that you've had accumulation here, you've had a compression here, you've had compression here, compression here. This whole range is pretty well covered in terms of we've spent a decent amount of time in there, which meant that on Monday when we gained here the 3375 area, there's no reason for price to come back there. So
no.
And I think that's what happened is we gained it here, overside retest, not all the way, and then blast off. And that's because that market structure that we talked about on Bitcoin earlier was how we just keep getting the impulse compression. We're not getting the full retracements that would fill our backtest trades, and that's gold is doing the same thing here. So I think that gold it's done in that range. We're moving higher. On the higher time frames, we have got that order block to mitigate up here, and then I believe from there you're looking at, you've got the all-time high, which is up at 3,500, bang on, pretty much. And there isn't really, once we get past that order block, there isn't really a great deal to sort of deal with. Obviously, you've got liquidity resting above here, and you've also got a bit of a price void. Appreciate this is the 1 hour, but if we drag this out to... How do I drag it out? I can extend it to the right, can I? Somehow. Coordinates, visibility.
Ooh. We pressed the wrong button on our weave.
Oh no.
We've been stopped out, which is why you should always use a stop loss. Yeah, we've had a pretty brutal retracement. The last sort of hour has been pretty brutal, I think, in altcoins. Altcoins have been brutalized in the last hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Eve's slowly having a bit of a retracement.
Yeah, Eve's back down. Eve's back down testing some of the wicks yesterday.
Yeah.
The 1 hour. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, we see one Bitcoin down 1%, ETH down 2.5%. Solana just getting absolutely mauled.
Yeah.
XRP is, gosh, that's a brutal candle on the 1 hour XRP. However, to be fair, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, Justin saying we're going to bounce, because I think we tend to see sell-offs before. When we see sell-offs before New York Open, we then tend to see a pump in New York Open.
Yeah.
So I might get a little bit, fruity tooty and look for some long positions.
So I think, yeah, I've only just noticed the time. So we're in pre-market. What's Justin saying about Bitcoin on the 15-minute? Flat bottoms have been swept on the 15-minute. Yeah, so I think so there's this really ugly wick here. And then flat bottoms here, I think is what he's referring to, which we've just swept.
Gosh, it's a brutal candle on Cetus.
Say something smart about the 15-minute. So I think these are the flat tops and bottoms he's referring to. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of liquidity resting below this wick. So chances are sweep that wick and then bounce, I think. So that's what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
I hope that was smart enough for Justin. Did it completely on my own, have no help whatsoever.
Trying to find what the worst thing in my watch list is performing. Popcat is pretty brutal.
Popcat.
Moodeng, for some reason, is up.
Now, do you know what I like the look of? Zcash.
Okay.
Dino coin. However, I think let's delve into retail world and say we have a rounded bottom on the weekly. We've also gained a couple of weeks ago. We gained this weekly level here, which I think, and I think this looks all right. It's not ready yet. I don't think. I think it's going to come down and retest sort of $40, or we gain the sort of 46, 47 area, and then look to get in then. What was the ticking? Yeah. Shall I swap screens and you can?
Can do, yeah. I'll share what I've been looking at. So we've just gone through Zcash, haven't we? Yeah, watch list is pretty brutal, isn't it? Popcat.
Yeah.
We'll look on the hourly just to see some of the damage. Yeah, that's a pretty brutal rejection there, isn't it?
Yeah. What was that? Was there anything? What's to the left there? Is it like a?
Yeah, so you've got this here.
Yeah.
If I go. Yeah, so it's come back and completed that market test, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty perfectly.
Yeah. I don't know. Have I got any of... How are some of my stocks doing pre-market? This one, I didn't take the trade on this one, but I've been looking at this when it was here.
Yeah.
What's
oh, is that Omnicom?
Yeah, because I was looking at sort of that region. What I opened a couple of trades actually yesterday. So I opened Uber. I bought some Uber options for expiry this week, I believe, at $93.
Yeah.
So I think my break even on them is like 93.20 ish. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping
nice.
that can continue pushing up.
Yeah.
And I bought some DoorDash ones. I think I bought DoorDash. I was a bit more aggressive. I think I got two there for next week. I think my DoorDash ones were around sort of 250.
Yeah. Very nice.
I bought a big bag of this the other day. This Bitmine. And I was discussing this with Dave Block. Now, I bought quite a few options for this because, admittedly, I was a little bit late on it, and I bought at the bottom of this candle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I started doing a lot more options trading.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've got open because I probably need to be good to chat through because I think some of them expire this week. So I have got, I've got Block expiry this week. I've got Uber $93. Block is $83. So what's my break even on that? 83.29 is my break even on Block. So that's like there.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful, actually. To be fair, if we could get a push up over the next couple of days to like here.
Yeah.
Have you been following this SBET? The MicroStrategy of Ethereum?
No, I have not. Tell me about it.
So this is essentially they're trying to become the Michael Saylor of Ethereum.
Right.
So when it was announced, they went all the way up here. So I started naturally when it capitulated. I started buying some here.
From where? What, they went from $5 to 120, something like that. $3.
Yeah, so $2. So if you'd have bought this in May, if you'd have bought this on the 21st of May and sold the top, you'd have made
flipping it
just shy of 5,000%. The options market for this has been insane. Has been absolutely insane. And I don't think I've got it on this list, but we've got a new MicroStrategy-esque one. I know a lot of I've got a lot of people I know who are involved in this one who are is DJT. Is Trump's obviously now got this.
Yeah.
I was saying to someone the other day, I said I think it's too early to go long on this.
Yeah.
Because I'd say watch for a proper gain of that. However, after yesterday, I'm not wholly convinced that I could class that as a daily gain.
It's a doji at the minute, so I would probably hang fire. In fact, it's a very textbook doji, isn't it?
So I'd wait. I'd wait there.
You've taken out yesterday's high, so
yeah.
And you've got, when was the swing low was put in? Was that last week?
Yeah.
So yeah. Like you say, it needs a bit more cooking first.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you and say this is the part where I admire you, because secret is that I don't look or read into, like, when it comes to fundamentals, it's not.
Yeah, you're pure price action.
Yeah, I mean, I have a general sort of idea of kind of what's going on in the world, obviously with war and Trump and all that stuff. But I other than red folder news that Forex Factory tells me about in the morning, like, it goes beyond my head. I do love, like, documentaries about, like, the financial crash and stuff like that. And I always found, I can't remember if think it was Frontline PBS did a documentary. It's like 2 hours long, but they're speaking to it's people back from when the Wall Street crash was 2008.
Yeah.
And it's speaking to people about like how it happened and like the insider trading and how they're basically just selling risk onto risk onto risk.
Yeah. 100%.
And they were telling stories about how they were literally ringing up like a lady in China who was like, she was the secretary of this company on paper over in China, and literally just straight up flirting with her over the phone, just like flirting with her, chatting with her, and then saying, "Oh, so you're the figures coming out next week, yeah? What they gonna look like?" And then she's saying, "Oh, we're gonna, it's gonna be down, and what all the things." And he's going, "Oh, really?" And then you just know full well he's putting the phone down, he's putting a big fat short position on, and then he sails away on his yacht. I stuff like that, I love it. I think it's really interesting. But I'm really bad with like stocks and options and bonds and stuff like that. But that's where I admire you, because you're killing it, and I'm learning a lot.
I love that stuff. I got so lucky on this position because I checked and I'd been cashed out. So I had a TP here and I had a TP here, and I looked at this the other day and saw the rejection of it, and I just got out. I think I had mine at like 70. It was like 70.5 rather than sort of where it was at 71.
So how are you trading these? How are you trading these stocks?
So that one was done on. So I do CFDs. So CFDs are 5x fixed leverage CFDs, or options. And there's there's a bit of a trade off on some of them. So options I quite like in the fact that the returns can be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But the risk is a lot bigger because of it. It's so options are done on your premium, not on the underlying price. Yeah. And there's a couple of things that do the premium, so it's probably not but you've got on TradingView, so you've got this, which I find quite useful. So you essentially type in the ticker. So let's say Uber. Oh, I've typed in the wrong one. So I am a long call. What did I say? My strike price was 93. Expiry this week. So this will show you it models your profits.
Right.
So you can see some loss. So
then what are you looking for? What are you looking for chart wise then, or fundamental wise? Or I know you've mentioned the backtest a couple of times. Do you think that plays out all right on?
Stock backtest is a little bit difficult because you have so many gaps.
Yeah.
So if you look at for me, I tend to. So that one, whilst it's a straight entry, a lot of the stuff I look at is in zones.
Yeah.
So I'll mark out zones. CoreWeave's a prime example actually, because I'm being really disciplined here and not jumping in. I'm doing as our good friend Mr. Block Pro says, patience. But I've been itching to get back long on this.
Yeah.
For this region, I was long on it here, and took a lot out when we got here. I didn't ride it all the way up.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But I've been patiently waiting back there. I had a little long position on AMD actually yesterday. So when we dumped, I longed around here.
Yeah.
To look out to close there. And video, I think, is a really interesting one to keep an eye on, because Jensen Huang's announced that he's liquidating 10% of his shares.
Yeah.
Now these will be done quite tactically. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, this has got to roll over at some point, hasn't it?
At some point, yeah. I mean,
that is
up only season for a long time for them.
That is a chart and a half. But I also like just trading sort of like low cap stuff. For me, it's I can go in and get money out. I know I did quite well on this one. I was chatting to Safer Crypto. I think I spoke to Safer Crypto about this. We were on stream on Friday, and I was saying that it was interesting because it seemed to have gained this level.
Yeah.
So I think he bought a load, and then it had a 23% candle yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd clear out sort of this area here, so I was selling here with the aim of potentially getting back in here.
Yeah.
Um,
So these daily levels you've got marked out.
So these are weekly levels, I believe.
You don't have to spill your secrets on stream, by the way, if you don't.
Yeah, so I think that so these are monthly levels. So I've got to I was a bit lazy and need to label them, but so you had a really bottom monthly level there. You've got sort of this monthly level here, buy zone, and then you can just see this period here of accumulation.
Yeah. So price will probably blow straight through that when it gets there. No reason to stay there, is it?
That was my thinking. And there's been some nuts ones. Like there was a really big what was it called? Was it called Open? Yesterday. Yeah, there was a short squeeze on this one yesterday. I do like Wall Street bets, so I look at that sometimes as a way. But this one was subject to like a massive short squeeze.
Yeah.
So you can see started building here, and just that pure blow off.
Nice.
But the thing with these as well in the Wall Street bets people is that they tend to buy options, rather than sort of trade the underlying stock, and so you just get like a proper boiling pot of options, and the premiums can go nuts. So I imagine if you had options, if you'd bought, say, I don't know, calls for, so that's 21st actually. So I reckon if you were holding calls that expired this Friday and you'd bought them here, you could be sitting on stupid percentages. There was one actually, Datadog, when and this is options can be like absolutely biblical, because if you had Datadog options when it got announced that it's going into the S&P here, and printed that, I think I shared a screenshot of them in the Discord somewhere. Yeah, they were up 100,000% in a day, the options.
It's nuts, isn't it? So is that? So you say that's now in the S&P. So was that a low float? Presumably that was a low float then before, or low cap.
It was relatively big. So the S&P has had a couple of extra inclusions because you've seen some consolidation. So I think it was Jupiter Networks merged or bought someone, or were bought. I've forgotten which. And then HP also did an acquisition. So you had two spaces open up in the S&P. So this took one of them, and then Block took the other. So that's why Block sort of went boom. I was chatting to Dave about this yesterday. I joined his stream. For a crypto payment related stock, this feels like, I think if you sort of, the way you read altcoin charts, is this feels like if it gains a level, do you potentially have another massive upward move?
Is that monthly as well?
Yeah, that's the monthly.
That looks good. Another one that looks similar to that is Atom or Cosmos. Sorry, that's Crypto World again, but
I like Crypto World.
If you put that on a daily and purely just look at so if you, that's it, just that bit there, you can see from where we are now. Look, we've been accumulating for, now my thumbnail is covering the date, so I can't, but from where we are now,
so that's December, so from 31st of January across.
Now I know this is a bit of a dino coin, I think, but that this looks good to me, and like you say, accumulation on that is just like textbook, and you simply just wait for a gain out of there. And there's no reason why you can't target the highs, in my opinion. So I've got that one on my watch list. Thanks to the Doobie Cash guys. Actually, they were tweeting a couple of charts the other day.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I think that was 2021 cycle.
Yeah, I can't see that doing that run again. But
no.
Yeah, I was actually chatting to someone the other day. I was having some stocks marked out. I've been buying some options on this. I quite like this. This is like really, really low cap stock.
Yeah.
So this is not something that I would trade even CFDs on because it's too. That's where I think like the options CFDs really come into their own. So if you buy a CFD, not a CFD, if you buy the option, you won't get liquidated. Your options can go worthless.
Yeah.
But if you've got something like this, it keeps you in the game. So I think I bought my strike price on this is mid-August and it's like $35.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if I was trading it from a PA perspective, I'd want a retest of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Circle's had a brutal sell-off. I'm so annoyed because I've missed 2 shorts on this one. I was chatting to Dave, and I had a short order in. My short order was 300 bang on.
Yeah.
Because me and Dave were chatting about it, and it's slightly different price, I think, on 212, but it got to like 299 and then nuked. And then this one obviously has just like properly rejected again off that.
Yeah.
That area there, in hindsight, was a really good short.
Absolutely. Call in 300. I mean, look at that rejection there. Perfect.
Just straight down. The question is where you get, but this is why stocks can be quite hard to trade because just look at the gaps.
Do you trade indices? Do you trade indexes?
Not as much as I should do, but I know our friend Mr. Justin did quite well on the Nikkei.
He loves a bit of German at the minute as well. He loves the DAX. I'm just looking at NQ just quickly before the market opens.
Yeah.
We're talking about relative equal highs and relative equal lows. I'm just I'm in a phase at the minute where I'm just for NQ and sometimes S&P. I'm just watching what price does from 7 a.m. New York time and just. So if can I share? Will it let me share?
Yeah.
Well.
So if I stop sharing, you should be able to share your screen.
So I'm looking at. So we've got New York open in 10 minutes, which is there. And then if I have a look what we have here on the 5 minute. And I hope Justin is watching because he might be able to point out where I'm going wrong. But if I look at this now, we have just purely scalping this morning's price action is I'm looking here. We've got relative equal highs.
Oh, I need to. Sorry, I've not accepted your screen share. There we are. There we are.
I'm looking down here. So if I mark that out as buy side, we might have a signal on the maybe, who knows? Not that we do signals.
No. But...
Sell side liquidity is purely from relative equal highs and lows. So now what I'd be looking for now is there above and below these any points of interest? And I can see. So up here we have, this is an inverted fair value gap. So there's liquidity in there. And I'm also wondering if I go onto the 15-minute. Yeah. So here on the 15-minute, so a slightly higher time frame, we have an inverted fair value gap just resting below these lows. And as we come now into what the ICT traders refer to as the kill zone, which is basically based around New York session. You should see something happen. You also have this order block here, which presumably, price did not go quite up there. London session high looks to be in range from Mr. Justin. Yeah, I think London session high got put in at 10 a.m., didn't it? 10:05. But previously weekly high is where we likely reject. And I have got a line on my chart that's stopping me from seeing where previous weekly high is. Yeah, so that previously weekly high is literally just above that inverted fair value gap. So it'd be nice to see. Maybe we can catch it live, New York Open, and see how price reacts. Maybe 23155 ish. Oh, it's just insane. London session high, let's be around. Previous week high is like we reject 23155. What
do we think Bitcoin's going to do on open?
There's also a fair value gap down there as well. What do we think Bitcoin's going to do?
We could do a second stream trade and see if we do better than the first.
All in 1000x.
Well, we can do 40x leverage.
Right. Well, we had this idea when I said something smart earlier from Justin, and I had no help at all. Is the 15 minutes expect to sweep this low here? So we've had those candle closures together, those together. So we've had the stairs up, we've had a bit of an elevator down, and then you've also, if you look, again, this is just me, and I'm on the 5 minute, so we also have an inverted fair value gap resting below that low. So maybe price could come down there. So I think down to begin with.
Yeah, that was what I was looking at.
117,460 will get swept, and that is pretty much my top of my fair value gap was 117,450, so we're not too far away.
Yeah, I think probably a limit order then for 117,450.
You also have a back test a bit lower as well.
Yeah.
Wiz, put a disclaimer somewhere in your screen.
Oh, yes. I will put a disclaimer on. None of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a man who dresses up as a wizard on the internet.
But everything that I say is financial advice. It's not. That's a joke.
There we are. So
that on. Yeah, that's what I'm. Let's get rid of Sahara.
Yes, should we have a look at Sahara? I don't know what's caused that thing to go nuts.
I was looking at drift as well. I had drift on.
Yeah, I saw that rocket up. I quite liked drift as a project.
I'm currently watching for, again, just weekly levels. Just we've gained back this level here, but then obviously we've rejected from this one here. So for me, it's pretty straightforward. So you've got the retest of that level or the gain of this one here.
Yeah.
Whichever comes first. So what is Sahara then, other than looking like?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question, but that is, let's have a look. So
Sahara USD, Sahara AI. It's listed on Binance. It's always a
yeah.
good start.
Let's have a look on CoinMarketCap. Sahara AI, yeah.
On this platform, AI developers, data providers, and other stakeholders can collaborate to create high-quality AI assets using the platform's integrated development. Now, how much interest do you pay into what Coin does when it comes to stuff like this?
Not much.
No.
Not much, but I mean the website looks pretty nice for it. I don't know how much of it is rubbish.
I think a lot of the new stuff, a lot of the times you start to see buzzwords,
Yeah.
and I just stop reading it because it all starts to sound the same as every other. And
yeah,
when
it's templated.
when I was in Denver, I'm telling you now, the next best thing there was the whole ZK thing, the whole zero knowledge.
Yeah.
Everything was zero knowledge this, zero knowledge that. You know, you don't need to know anything to do this because it's so simple. And yeah, it gets boring.
Yeah. Backed by visionaries.
Visionaries.
If they say so, it's sort of ridiculous, isn't it? We can go back to open. Gosh, this hangover is catching up with me now.
Oh
no. It was a fun do though, to be fair. Yeah, it was quite interesting to see that, and obviously he's pretty good at darts, but I sort of expected a Dutchman to be quite good at darts. Not being sort of stereotypical, but yeah.
What about Block Pro? Is Dutch? Is he? Are you good at darts, Mr.
Yeah, Block Pro, are you good at darts?
Is this a Dutch thing?
I'll share my screen for open. We can watch the open, and then I'll call it a day and go for a lie down. We'll look at Bitcoin on the 1 minute.
Yeah, I've got NAS on the 1 minute as well. Old MQE.
Nice. See if we get clipped in on our order.
Right, NAS is going down.
And my computer seems to have it broken.
That's bad timing.
Don't want to give away my adder as well.
The drinking part of darts is something that is not too hard to do. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh.
Right, so
are we going to get... I'll turn this indicator off.
NAS is sweeping the sell side straight through the inverted fair value gap.
So our entry was like down here. Yeah, I think we were 450, weren't we? So yes,
yeah,
we were here. Patiently waiting. See if we get swept. And then, yeah. Again, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Again, I'm just a man who dresses up as a wizard. Although I've not dressed up as a wizard for a while now. I sort of lost the wizard outfit. It got too hot, and then I just sort of never never had the urge to put it back on. I thought now that I've shown my face.
How often does it need washing?
Not particularly much. I don't. Well, I sort of wear it for 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
I've not filmed a video for a while.
I didn't know if all the beard hair got like caught up in the washing machine.
Oh, the beard hair's horrible. The beard's horrible. The beard is
Bad
really
enough at
rancid.
Christmas when you wear like a Santa hat that's got a beard on it.
Yeah, I need to cut a position actually.
It's like chewing on pubes. Not that I know what that tastes like, but still.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
Chewing pubes.
No. Ooh, I am up very, very beautifully on my AMD trade.
Very nice.
So I will just put a trailing stop on it. There we are. That's how I tend to like to do stocks. Is I'll tend to unless I'm sort of really planning out a position and have that upper take profit. I tend to just use trails once it gets out of my danger zone.
Yeah.
Especially for something like that. And I've cut Nutex just because I can't be bothered holding a stock called Nutex. I tell you what, this has had a good open. We got 5
What's this? Oclo?
Yeah. What's
their business area of business?
So they do nuclear reactors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then that's it. It's a big nuclear play. I'm not in a position for this anymore, but I was tempted yesterday when we were selling off. This has pumped unholy. I'm quite happy about this because I shorted here and closed around here.
Yeah.
If I'd been a bit braver, I bought some puts as well that I sold here. I'd bought 315 puts and I'd bought 312 puts.
Nice.
I sold them all here, but that's had a monster move up. God, I liked this as well, and this is just brutalized.
I mean, it looks like from a PA point of view, it looks nice.
It's come back for the back test, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted to get some more of this before it pumped. That's had a nice little move off. I just want to see some big numbers. Uber, fuck's sake. Sorry, excuse my French. The stuff that I'm actually in positions for is just like that.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a break. This is what, to be fair, actually one that's rebounded pretty well. That one I was hoping to get a retest at 49. That one, I just love that stock. This is one actually that I was chatting to someone the other day about that I really like, is on the high time frames. I think this is in a really good spot. Not financial advice.
Of course.
I was looking at this and chatting with someone the other day about it, about sort of how if it can hold this level, move up, and then gain this, how it could have sort of quite a nice move upwards.
Yeah, and that's upward. I mean, if you want it to go up, it's got a nice ticker. Upward.
Yeah, well, I bought some options for this. So I've got, I think my strike price on this is about sort of $28, $29, but it's not until October. So I bought the October expiries. Some of these have been, to be fair, this has actually rebounded pretty well. I think this will be short squeeze. So this has been targeted by a short report, which is why you sort of got that candle yesterday.
Well, if you look at what we were talking about with, I mean, you've got them marked out when you've got the relative equal lows.
Yeah.
So you've got that, that week and that week. They're pretty much bang on the same price as well. It just means that they're just gagging to get smashed. which look like you say, which we refer to as short squeezes or bear traps and what have you. So,
gosh, that thing's blowing up, isn't it? Hot closed on a ripper today. This is why I like. This is what one of the things I like about stocks when crypto goes nuts is like the crypto market's so bad. Like,
yeah,
you just look at that, like, but you can still get really, really good movements in traditional markets. Like, what else? God, AMD is flying. That was quite a good trade. Although I think semiconductors probably feel like they're going to roll over at some point.
yeah.
This is another one. I was looking at options for this. I was looking at $55 options, but they were a bit expensive.
Nebius.
That's like a nice push up. Yeah. There's some bad charts as well. Look at this one. If I go on the long time frame for this is like a Chinese robo taxi company.
It looks like a meme coin.
It's pretty.
I do want to get into a bit more of the fundamental side, and I'll probably hit you up outside of the stream to tell me about options. I mean, I follow in terms of when I do forex. Obviously, I look at I go to the global interest rate on just to check interest rates for currencies.
Yeah.
For me, that's a really. I mean, obviously, you can look at a chart and see this information anyway, but like I was looking this morning, if you can see that interest rates for the Great British Pound are a lot better than interest rates for the US dollar in America, then you know that those companies in America are going to be storing cash over here for the interest rates. So then you see the pound against the dollar should increase, and then the dollar versus the pound should be going down, which I think is exactly what's happening at the minute. Is GU is on the rise and UG is going down. But again, you can just look at a chart and see that information. But it's interesting to see the correlation between fundamentals tally with what's going on in the chart.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, should we wrap it up here? I'm feeling a little bit vacant now. The hangover has caught me. I've tried to out drink some.
Well, I hope you feel better soon, mate. And I've really enjoyed it today.
I've had a lot of fun. Like I say, we've done a nice stint on here, 90 minutes. We've had some great engagement. So, and yeah, it's really interesting to get different people's thoughts. With that, thank you very much for tuning in, and hope everyone has a lovely day. I'm going to go to bed and see if I wake up in money. So I'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Cheers, boys.